Do you suffer from your table saw abusing you with dust like you owe it money? Well, fret no more. Introducing the Dust Catcher 5038. It will gobble up dust like a bloodhound on your Thanksgiving table. The answer for dust.
Let me tell you something that I don't like, and I know a lot of other people don't like it either, but the fix for it is kind of expensive. So I'm hoping we're going to have a little DIY-ish inexpensive solution for dust just blasting you every time you make a cut, either when it's at the edge of your board or a through cut on a big piece where you can't really get the dust collection to suck it down under the table very well because the blades are bringing the stuff and all the stuff, and it's just a pain in the ass, if you know what I mean. Enter Rockler Dado Dust Chute. Now, are we cutting dados and are we on a router table? No, we are not. We don't care because I think this is going to fix part of our problem. So, what's in the box? Instructions, dado chute. That's it. This little bad boy here, on dust gate, you can put a 2.5-inch hose, shop vac, whatnot. Has an adjustment knob with these nice brushes that raise right up there. And what we're going to do is put this sucker right down here so that these brushes are almost even with the table. So when we make a cut and it's blasting dust out here, it's going to suck a lot of that dust down in here and not get on me and in the air. And it's going to replace, not quite replace, it's going to be an alternative, a cheaper alternative for the whole overarm dust collection thing, which can be really expensive. My particular table saw is a Delta 725 something. I'll have to put that on the screen, I don't remember. Fairly intermediate entry level table saw. We'll get a big boy saw someday, but for now we're gonna do a dust solution. I think it's gonna be a pretty neat deal. So I measured it. I know the distance between the edge of this and that lip right here is 1 3/4 inches. So I'm just gonna cut 2 lengths of this, 1 3/4 inches. We're gonna make it into an L so that we can screw it through these holes on here that are already in there for the installation. And then we're gonna countersink some holes to put some magnets in there, and hopefully that's gonna be strong enough to hold it. But I just need a couple of pieces to make an 1 3/4 inches L. This is my issue. The dust on my shirt. Glue, spray a little activator. So these are the magnets that I'm going to use. I get these off Amazon. I use them all the time. I'll leave a link in the description because, man, these magnets are handy for everything and they're fairly inexpensive. This flavor happens to be 1 1/4 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do is roughly, and I mean roughly, evenly space 3 countersunk holes across here that I can glue those in so they're flush with the surface. Yeah, that's definitely too big. 1 1/4 inches. Oh, I should have started with that. Look at that. It doesn't even rattle. Like a machinist of wood. We need a little dust collection going on here too. Let's turn that on. There we go. Just a hair more. Rough up one edge just a little bit just for the glue to bite to something. Actually, make sure it's the right edge first. Really doesn't take a whole lot of this glue. I'm probably a bit overkill here, but this last one in there. Like a freaking glove. Mark our holes. 1 and 2. Oh boy. Yep, magnet works. Now, with a big flat pan head on it, so it holds in that plastic good. And look at that. And I will say, when I attach the dust hose, it isn't very stuck good enough. Like it's stuck there, and if you didn't mess with it, it'd be fine, but it easily slides down. I think I have a fix for that, but just for right now, for a proof of concept, I'm gonna clamp this. If it works, we'll worry about either maybe adding some more magnets or something else to make this a little more sturdy. So let's make some cuts and see if it makes a difference. A little does still get past this when it's on, but it's so much better when it is on. And it's not in the way because I don't have myself tucked up against the fence anyway. When I'm cutting something, I kind of spread my feet a little bit and have some gap here anyway. So it's not interfering as far as me being able to reach safely, and I can reach the power switch and everything safely. Now, I know people are saying, now wait a minute, you got to turn on your shop vac and turn off your shop vac every time that you want to make a cut on the table saw. No, not necessarily, because I'm going to either take just a power strip and plug in my table saw and the shop vac both. So when I turn that switch on, it turns on both and I don't have to mess with it. And that's because my saw is wired for 120, not 220. If it was 220, you would have to either have a remote for the shop vac or something, which makes it a little more of a pain, but because it catches so much less dust, and this chute was $25 compared to hundreds of dollars for an overarm dust collection, it really makes a big difference. So here's the thing. It's almost strong enough. And I think if we'd have put 4 of these magnets in here instead of 3, it would have been perfectly fine, but I don't particularly want to redo all that. So that would probably fix it. I think what I'm going to do is just take a couple more smaller magnets and maybe put one right here and one right here. And then if the magnets are pulling up and up against the fence, I think that's going to do it just fine. So I'm going to drill a couple of holes, put some magnets in there, see if that works. Otherwise, I might quickly off camera remake this piece and put 4 magnets in there and see what that does. So let's try that. Well, that bit's about as dull as they come. Try not to glue my finger to that. Look at there, just a couple more magnets. So that does prove my theory. If we would have used 4 big magnets instead of 3, it would have been plenty, but this works out really well. So it's nice and removable. Take that off there, snap it right on, put a hose in there. Yeah.